Hey, Jason here. And today we're doing our study time. And now we're switching to You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. This is another great book if you're in any bookstore. I've been able to buy this at every last one. This one here at East Park House. So if you're looking to read on these studies, man, a mosquito. Fish. Mosquitoes. You're more than welcome to pick up a book. If you don't have the money to pick up your copy, then go to YouTube and just type in You Were Born Rich audiobook, and you can actually hear it from Bob Proctor himself reading it to you. So don't make money an excuse. There's always a way to get what you need to get to where you want to be in this world now. So we're going to start on me and money, and I'm going to start from the part of money is important. So it says money is important. One of the most prevalent misconceptions concerning money relates to its importance. For example, how many times have you heard people say in conversation, money isn't everything, or money isn't important, or I don't care about money? Well, the people who say these things might not care about money, but I'll bet their car dealer cares about it, their grocer does, and so does the person who holds their mortgage. In truth, there can be no denial of the fact that money is important to any person living in a civilized society. Therefore, to argue that it is not as important as this or that is absurd, for nothing can take the place of money in the arena in which it is used. And this is true. And I used to say this like, oh, I don't care about money. I don't care about getting rich or this. And the truth is, everything that I wanted to do to make my life more fulfilled takes money. Getting a car, getting a house, clothes on your back. All of these things are very important. So we need to understand money is a very important tool to our life. And the key word is it's a tool. Most people, they become a slave to money. Hey, how's it going, Canary? And the problem with that is, it's not the love of money that's the root of all evil. It's the lust for money that's the root of all evil. When people are feeling like, oh, this person is doing better than me, they're lucky, they had an unfair advantage, that is when it becomes dangerous. Those are the type of people that are going to try to rob you. Those are the type of people that are envious of you. But if they really just took the time to ask you like, hey, how did you do this? How were you able to do this? They would actually see that you made a sacrifice. You made a sacrifice to get where you at. Like, even for me, a lot of people, since I've been traveling, they're like, man, you're traveling, your life's lucky, you're coming from the USA. I have screws in my back. I have screws in my spine. How many people do you know have screws in their spine? I have 10 screws in my spine. It hurts like hell. It doesn't feel good. It's not comfortable, especially like right now when it's still in the middle of winter time here. Well, the last bit of winter here. It hurts. Oh, I'm doing good, brother. How you and the family doing? And so people don't know the sacrifice I made. You don't even see the sacrifice I made with my mental health for going into the military, going to war. Like, when I came back, I wasn't the person that's in front of you right now. I had to become this person. It was a struggle. It was another battle where I was actually fighting myself. I didn't love myself. I wasn't happy with myself, all of these different things. And so people are going to always think on the outside looking in like, oh, it's lucky. But if you talk to anybody that's been successful in anything in life, they will tell you that they sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice for everything that you want. So now let's get to the next part. Money is a servant. And this goes hand in hand with that. Now that I have affirmed the importance of money, let me backtrack to add this one word of caution. Always remember, money is a servant. You are the master. This is very, very important. If you watch people, especially online in this new arena of influencer, people building their social media channels, you can see how people are the servant to money. Some people come on here, oh man, they start in their little dry begging. And then as soon as they start getting some donations in, their spirit lifts up, they're happy. Or how you see like some of these people who are being scammers with social media, when they have money coming in through donations, now they're going out to eat at these fancy restaurants. They are just excited. Life is great. And then when things go down and they don't have as much money, they're depressed again. Those are people who are a servant to money. They do not know how to utilize money to its full advantage. And this is what this part is talking about to help you avoid that. Be very careful not to reverse that equation, because many people of high intelligence have already done so to their great detriment. Unfortunately, many, hey, you America, I'm in Zambia. Unfortunately, many of these poor souls loved money and used people, which violated one of the most basic laws governing true financial success. You should always love people and use money rather than the reverse. Now, remember, this whole study group that we're doing now, this is about showing you. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. This is about showing you and explaining to you the actual things that govern money. There's laws that govern money. School does not teach this. Universities don't teach out of these books. And I'm pretty sure, just so you know, You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. I recommend it. It is here on the continent. So don't think just because you're in Africa, you can't get it. The book is here. I bought it here. But a lot of people have been taught that money is going to be the thing that makes them happy. Money is going to be the thing that solves their life. The truth is, you have to find your happiness. You are the thing that's going to solve all the problems in your life. Money is just a tool that's going to magnify it. That's all it's going to do, is either going to magnify it to be great or magnify it to be worse. There's no other really thing about it. And this is why financial literacy, most important thing, and should be everyone's first goal. And financial freedom should be everyone's second goal. And why do I say financial literacy first? If you don't understand these laws that are governing money, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Now, you could be lucky like I was, where some things you kind of fell into, but I would have done a lot better if I would have had an understanding of what I was trying to do and the laws that govern this. So I could have probably been 10 or 20 times way more ahead of where I am now if I would have had this information a lot earlier. And so then it says, another myth many people like to accept about money is that it only comes from a result of luck or good fortune. For instance, whenever people get to talk about someone they know who has been financially successful, there's always someone among them who will say, Harry was just lucky, or Harry was just in the right place at the right time. But I want to assure you, in no uncertain terms, that although luck obviously plays some part in financial success, it is never sufficient in and of itself. Money is an effect, and it must always be earned. Believe me, there are no free rides in this life, and the only people who are making money the easy way, either working the mint or are on their way to jail, if they have not already arrived there. Therefore, always bear in mind that while good fortune is a factor in financial success, it must always be coupled with effort and hard work. And this is what he's talking about, is just the sacrifice. You have to sacrifice to be successful. You must give up something of yourself to become the better version of you. And that includes with earning money. You have to let go of some of your bad habits. You have to let go of some of your bad spending habits. I had to do it. And that's where, if you go back to The Richest Man in Babylon, which we'll probably hit this back up in a few weeks. If you remember the first and second cure to being broke, the first one is you need to pay yourself 10% of your earnings. And the second one is you need to learn how to budget. You see how these two books are pretty much saying the same thing? They're just telling the story a different way. Every financial book that you read, when you start getting to a certain level of financial literacy, you understand the underlying tone that they're talking about is the exact same thing. It don't matter what energy they're using. It doesn't matter if it's a economics book or if it's an actual book on religion. All of them are really saying the same thing. And that is, get your shit together. You need to pay yourself and you need to have a budget. Now, I'm going to skip around because the next block is money must circulate. But because how we want to do, I want to do this study time. I want to end on this, the prosperity consciousness exercise. This is a very good exercise. Don't take it for granted. It sounds simple, but if you really take your time and do this and feel through this, it can really help change your money consciousness. Once you start changing your money consciousness and start implanting this into your subconscious mind, you will start seeing things come to you in an unnatural way. Like you'll be shocked how many things are coming to you. So, prosperity consciousness exercise. Now that we have touched upon some of the characteristics of money, let us turn briefly to a simple technique which you can begin using immediately to start attracting the amount of money you desire. The first thing that I want you to do is to picture yourself in your mind's eye sitting in a room with several of your friends. So, come on, stop calling. So what it's saying is just get in a relaxed place. Go somewhere, be relaxed, not where you're stressed out. Don't have a bunch of music or noise playing. Just get in a relaxed place and just visualize. Get in your head and visualize yourself in a room of friends or people that you admire, people that you take their opinion to where it means something. And then it says, then I want you to visualize yourself announcing to them your intention of becoming wealthy, at least wealthy enough to live the way you choose to live. Now imagine how that would make you feel. If you're like most people, you will probably feel very uncomfortable. Now, the reason why most of us feel very uncomfortable when it comes to money is because we've been taught money is lacking. It's a hard thing to achieve. It's a hard thing to get. That, it's just not enough money out there for us. Someone's holding it back. And all of us have been programmed that way. Very few people have been programmed under prosperity consciousness. It's the way the world has been settled. So don't beat yourself up. Don't go into a super idealistic mode of, no, I know what I'm doing. We don't. I'm not even finna lie to you. We don't know what the hell we're doing when it comes to money. It doesn't matter if you're in America, Europe, or even here on the continent or in South America and Spanish speaking countries. People do not understand how to utilize money. Everywhere I go, I see the same problems. You can see bad neighborhoods based off of certain demographics and characteristics that are there. The neighborhoods look the same. It's nothing different. We live on the same planet. I know media wants us to feel like some people are better than others and some have a better opportunity. We don't. We all are living in the same world under the same thumb. And most of us are just scraping through trying to make it. That's it. That's the exact same reason why most people tell their kids, go to school, get a good education so you can get a good job. There's no jobs out here. You need to have a country full of entrepreneurs to actually create jobs. Governments don't create jobs outside of the government jobs that are in place. The whole world is under the same issues. Nothing's different. And once you've traveled enough, you realize that you see everything that looks the same. He says, perhaps you will feel so uncomfortable that you might even retract what you had said by informing your friends you were only joking. We do that a lot. When I first went on a cruise, I was ashamed to tell people I went on a cruise and tell them how much fun I had. And it took me a while before I got to a place where I was okay with celebrating the things that I can do for myself financially. And I'm still improving on that at a larger level. You should understand, however, that people who are wealthy never feel uncomfortable when the subject of money is brought up. Why don't they, you ask? The most obvious answer would be because they already have lots of it. But that is not the correct answer. You should realize that people don't feel comfortable about money because they have it. They have it because they feel comfortable about it. In other words, one of the reasons that wealthy people have money is that they have developed the state of consciousness we will hereinafter refer to as prosperity consciousness. Therefore, it follows if we wish to attract money to ourselves, we must begin to foster a prosperity consciousness as well. Now, stop calling. Now, this is interesting because this is one of those things that school puts in us. School makes us feel uncomfortable about money. The whole way the school system works is to make you not be comfortable. Like, why are they not teaching us economics? Why are they not teaching us how to be comfortable with money, how to earn money? Like all of these different things. Schooling, from the way school was set up by the Rockefellers, it was set up to change people's consciousness to where the mass consciousness would think of lack and, not having enough opportunity. But like when you do talk to people who have money, and it's interesting when you talk to them, just the way they speak about money, it is not the same way how we speak about it. It's not from a place of money's limited. They understand money can come from multiple sources, multiple times, and in unexpected matters. Like, it's not talking about the the spiritual, like how the Secret's telling you, say you want to be a billionaire, you're going to be a billionaire. No, they're not worried about confident in themselves. And that's what we have to get to, where we're confident in ourselves to actually be able to earn money, especially on the scale and the levels that we want to. The question you should now be asking yourself is this: how do I go about developing this prosperity consciousness for myself? Let me explain. The best way to develop a prosperity consciousness is to start seeing yourself in your mind's eye already in possession of the amount of money that you desire. The reason this is so is that since the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between the actual possession of money and mere visualization, you will soon become very comfortable with the idea of money. As a result, you will start attracting it to yourself. Now, let me stop here. What is an idea? A lot of us don't know about it. What is an idea? An idea is something that we see for ourselves and we want it. When an idea becomes an ideal, IDEAL, it becomes a thought of a way you picture yourself, and you're in love with that picture. Once it becomes an ideal, it is implanted into our hearts, and it's like our heartbeat is pushing it every time. Like if you're an entrepreneur, and like I tell people, if you're an entrepreneur and you come to Zambia, your blood is going to be pumping because you're going to see all these opportunities that exist. So you're like, yo, it's too much money just sitting around here. Like, I got to do something. That's because the ideal, the thought of having businesses, starting up businesses and earning money is something they're in love with. Their heart just beats, like it's automatically clicking for them. Another part of your brain will start activating, your reticular activating center. That's where you start seeing the things that you are in love with. Like, this is all science here. And then it says, this may sound like a game you're playing, but let me assure you, it is one of the wisest things you can possibly do. Like, we have to start realizing things are going to feel awkward if we're trying to change our life. Get out of being comfortable. Comfortable is not that great. For when you succeed in convincing your subconscious mind that you are wealthy and that it feels good to be wealthy, your subconscious mind will automatically seek ways of making your imaginary feelings of wealth manifest themselves in material form. Do you hear that? We live on three different planes. We have a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind, which is our spirit, and we have a physical body. Like, when our subconscious, the things that are implanted in our subconscious mind are usually things that are implanted there from up to 7 years old. This is why it doesn't matter how great of a parent you are, how great of a family you have, there's always going to be something that they did not give you because you're not starting to program yourself. After you're no longer a kid, when do you really reprogram your subconscious mind? It doesn't have much reason to open up. Now, if you're in the US and some other countries where you leave away from home to go to college, that usually happens. However, when we first get that taste of independence going off to college, what are we programming ourselves with? Partying, drinking, sex, other things that have nothing to do with your future, that have nothing to do with you earning money. Very few of us, when we go to college, we're actually in there learning from an economist. Like we're studying about money. We're not. And we got to start being honest with ourselves about that. Because we're not doing these things, this is why we're not seeing the results as an adult. Like I've been watching all these videos for the past few days about 40, 50-year-old people talking about they're broke, they're homeless, they're living paycheck to paycheck. And I'm just like, what the hell have you been doing? Like you're 40 and 50. When I was 17, I was like, okay, I'm working to 50, then I'm done. Every place I was looking for, it was like, what is a place that's going to give me retirement or a pension or some type of benefits? Like, I'm not working past 50 years old. Hey, how's it going, Nisa? And I'm sure as hell, foam mattresses here in Zambia. And I thought I broke my back. That mattress was so horrible. I ended up going buying some kind of bamboo thread mattress. It's not exactly a pillow top, but like once you reach a certain age, some things just shouldn't be happening. And the only reason those things are happening because people are not studying finances. We're not being told about these books. And we're being lied to. A lot of these life coaches, a lot of these people who are financial accountants and all this, they're broke. They're fucking broke. And I'm not saying it to be rude. I'm not saying it to be mean. They are broke. Like when you start hanging around and learning from people with money, and then you see the things they know and the things you've been told, you like, wait, why am I listening to you? You live in the hood with me. Why am I listening to you? Like, if you knew all of this, why would you still be living in these conditions? And look, I'm being honest with you. Like as a kid, look, man, I used to stay in Redbird, Texas, not far from Redbird Mall. And the apartments was called Canterbury Apartments. I don't know what the name of them now. It was at that time, the street was St. George, and it was a townhome, 2020. That place was hell. I hated that place as a kid. It wasn't nothing nice. I knew it wasn't good. And I remember telling myself as a kid, like, yo, I don't belong here. As soon as I'm able to get away from here, I'm gone. I'm not coming back. And look where I'm at now. I'm in Africa. I'm not going back to that. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. I didn't enjoy it. And you have to start asking yourself some of these questions too. What don't you enjoy about your life? You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And I always keep saying this and sharing this because I want people to really understand, like, I didn't have a leg up. I didn't have financial understanding growing up. I don't even know if my mom knew how to balance her checkbook. I don't know. All I knew was like, just work. If you work hard, somehow you're going to earn enough money and get enough. I had payday loans, man. I had car title loans. I remember I used to have to pawn one of my laptops in case I needed some gas money or something to get back and forth. I remember what that felt like. It wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't cute. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like a man. And when I started learning this stuff, it was uncomfortable in the beginning. It was uncomfortable with a big ass plastic thing in your house fully taped up because you don't trust yourself not to go in there. But I took those measures because I was like, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to ensure that I can do this because this is for my future. I was like, I'll be damned. I'll be 40 or 50 years old and I'm struggling or I'm living with my mom. Like, no, I'm not built like that. Like, that isn't for me. And so that's just telling you from a person who, I remember where I come from. I remember how I felt. I remember being broke. I remember eating just ramen noodles. Like, I remember those things, man. It wasn't nice. It didn't feel good at all. I remember I was talking to my buddy today. Like, I used to not eat pork. I don't eat any meat now, but I used to not eat pork before I became plant-based. But then I went broke. I had to start eating pork again. Like, I was eating pork, man. I was buying those little breakfast pork chops, frying bacon again. Until you start admitting like your shortcomings, you can't get over them. Yeah, like Nisa said here on TikTok, some people can't get out mentally. It's all mentally. If you don't get yourself out here, no one's going to help you. And like, let me give you this example, because this is a problem. Like, I get really annoyed with guys. Guys get on my nerves, especially a begging ass guy. I don't like beggars, especially as a man. It's like, come on, bro. I've been working since 12 years old. Like, you get off your butt and do something. To ask another grown man to give you something, or you feel entitled, another grown man owe you money. That's when you see a whole nother side of me. It's usually my military side. I keep that part at bay. But like, I was at the mall yesterday, and order the Yango like normal. Guy pull up, car trashy, the windows don't roll down. It's like, like, what am I paying this service for? Already in my mind, I'm like, here we go. Cars. And then the guy wants to start complaining about the price. He's like, well, for this price and this amount, I'm like, dude, shut up. That's one time I was like, shut up. You drive for Yango. I was like, you need to understand the business you did a subcontract with. They're providing you customers without you having to go look for any, which means they dictate the pay. I was like, why are you talking to me about the pay? If you got a problem with the pay, you need to talk to Yango. That's nothing to do with me. The same way I have a problem with your car. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to report it to Yango. The car was not up to my satisfactory of being considered a premium car. Like, it's not being rude, but that's how you solve the things. It's like, it's not my job to give you extra money. I don't care about your life. Like, you don't care about my life the same as much as I don't care about your life. And people need to start understanding, like, nobody owes you anything. No one. I guarantee you right now, if I went to 100 people and told them I would switch lives with you, and if you were able to go back in time and make the sacrifice that I made to get where I'm at, go to war. Go to war and get yourself almost unalive multiple times, see horrific things. You know how many people say yes? Zero. People ain't willing to make the sacrifice that they see other people celebrating their lives, but they don't want to acknowledge the sacrifice that got them there. Me being born in America did not make me have money. I still have family that are broke. I still have family that is well beyond the poverty line. I'm pretty sure I still have family that's on Section 8, which is government assistance. And that's America. Like, being born in another country doesn't make your life better. What makes your life better is you choosing to live a better life. And it was like, as a driver, and I'm just analyzing, I'm like, as a driver, I wouldn't even allow you to drive for me, because like, what most people don't know is I'm starting a business. I'm partnering with some people here, and we're actually going to be buying cars to put on the Yango. But the only difference is we're making them wear uniforms. They have monthly PMCSs of the vehicles. Like, we're treating it like military. It's like, you have guidelines and things to do. You don't bother your customer complaining about the damn price. You're getting rides. Do your job, which is to drive. Pick someone up and drop them off. And so, like, a lot of these guys, what they do out here is like, I'm just collecting numbers of people that I'm like, okay, you deserve a chance. Okay, you deserve a chance. But like, someone like that guy yesterday, he can't work for me. Like, when people are like, oh man, if I just had an opportunity, most of us block our blessings. Most of us block our blessings. And the thing that blocks our blessings is our attitude. Most people have a shitty attitude. And the reason why they have a shitty attitude is because they're a servant to money. Remember the part we read earlier? Money is a servant to you. But most people serve money. Like, no one owes you anything. And here's the catch. You're never going to be able to out-earn your circumstances. It's never going to happen. Like, yeah, they hear the accent and then and they think like, oh, pity, he's going to have mercy from you. No, fuck you. You're a black man. Like, no, you are a black man. Get off your butt and do something. For me to call myself a black man, that means something. I don't associate being black with being poor, desolate, weak as me. No, I'm the fucking best. I am the greatest. There is nothing on this planet better than me. And that's how my mentality was. Even as a kid, growing up in racist ass Texas, I used to make white people call me mister. Because they'd be like, what's your name? Mr. Brandon Jason Cheney. Oh, ain't that cute? And then they'll be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's Mr. Brandon Jason Cheney. You address me correctly. And I used to do that as a kid because I saw how my grandmother was treated. I saw how my uncles and stuff was treated. I saw how like there was no value put on a black man. Everyone treating you as if you're just some piece of trash on the street. No, I am someone that is of importance. Like you have to carry yourself accordingly. And so like I am hard on black guys. I do not believe in being soft to a black man. And like, especially when they hear my accent, they're thinking like, oh, he's a white person. No, I'm a black man. I didn't have no fucking advantage in this life. I grew up in the hood. I'm not proud of that. But thankfully, my mom actually got part of my life into the suburbs too. I saw both sides. And I saw black people that was in the suburbs did not think or act the same way as black people in the hood. So guess whose behaviors I emulated? The people in the suburbs. I knew where the hood behavior was going to get me. I knew what going after fast money was going to get me in jail. Like I have uncles, most of my uncles were on drugs. Some of them still are now. I had cousins that sold drugs. I grew up with all of this stuff, like just craziness. And so like being born in America didn't give me some privilege. It didn't like someone didn't come like, hey, Jason, you're an American. You want to start traveling the world? No, I had to learn how to budget. I had to get myself out of debt. I had to understand finances, man. The only advantage that I have over you is I own 24 hours of my day. Because I own 24 hours of my day, I can go through books like this 3 or 4 times more than you within a month. Like even now, like when I'm wearing my glasses out in public, sometimes people don't realize I'm listening to books. I'm actually reading that way. Like I believe in every single time that I have, like, let me take that time to increase something about my knowledge, especially around finances, because everything that I want to do in this world is going to take money. That's just the truth. And so let's go ahead and finish this up. I'm already over 30 minutes and load shedding hit me earlier today. That's why I started late. If these last few lines seem like sheer fantasy to you, just ignore them for the time being and continue reading. We will be dealing with prosperity consciousness at different points in the book. And I guarantee. All right, there we go. So this is You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Load shedding is horrible here. Load shedding is horrible here. We've been under bad load shedding for the last year and a half, I think, after the drought hit, but it didn't improve any. If you want to join the book club, this is one of my books in the book club. You can definitely pick this up. You Were Born Rich. Also, make sure you pick up The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm going to eventually put together a WhatsApp group. I just need to get another line because I don't want everybody having my main phone. People like to fucking call, which is annoying. But I'm going to eventually get a WhatsApp group together to where we can actually go through, break these things down, and I'll be going into more detail with them. But give me a little while on that. I'm not in a rush. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow. We're going to continue with You Were Born Rich. We're going to do this probably till the end of the week, and then we'll switch out and go to some other books. Now, just to give you, if it's your first day here, I'm not reading the entire books to you. We're just going through. I'm just showing you how I actually study. This is the way I study stuff. I break it down. I have a bunch of diaries with notes and stuff in it. And this is how I get where I go. Like, if you want to start increasing your financial literacy, you have to start getting the right books. And this is the other reason why I'm sharing these with you. You have to get the right books. There's a lot of books out here just full of nonsense that's wasting your time. And so let me know what your biggest takeaway was in the comments. If you need the budgeting tracker, if you're having a hard time budgeting, I put together a free tracker for you. If you're in TikTok, just DM me tracker and I will send it to you, send a link to you. If you're on YouTube, in the comments, put down tracker and I will put it down in the comments, because even if I pin it, some people ain't going to see it. But that is it for tonight. Just remember this: I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.